Thank you for tuning in to my new video series called Lay It on the Table. And this is where I gather with other massage entrepreneurs and we discuss about the industry. We discuss about our stories, our journeys, our coming up story. And today is my guest, Jay Kurt Bodywork. And say hello. And yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself real quick.
So my name is Jessica. On Instagram, I'm known as J Kurt Bodywork. I don't think even some people know my name, but it's Jessica. I have been a massage therapist for almost 5 years now. And I decided to go this route after I got my degree in kinesiology, and I was going to go the physical therapy route, but I was just so burned out from school. And I was like, I don't know if I'm really passionate about it. I was like super lost. I was actually really like, I don't know what I'm going to do next, because I had my degree in kinesiology, but you can't really do much with that. And then my brother-in-law told me about Rolfing, which is more focused on the fascial tissue. So I got really interested in that. And there happened to be a school here in San Diego that offered the program, which there's not a whole ton over the within the US. So yeah, so I got really lucky, and then I completed that program. Was like 15 months or so, but they made you do massage therapy modalities as well. You had to go through that program first. So then when I got done, I kind of just blended the two. I don't do technical structural integration 10 series. But I do a lot of that work still. That's still how I kind of look at the body and kind of do assessments that might be a little different than other massage therapists. And then I started my Instagram account while I was working for a chiropractor. And then I saw all the opportunities to just kind of go on my own. So then, yeah, here I am. I've had my own business, I think like 3 years now, but last year feels like a wash. So it feels like I've only had it for 2. But yeah, that's the basis of me. I'm in San Diego.
First of all, I don't know if you know, but we actually have a lot very similar background as far as personal training perspective. Thought about going the physical therapy route, didn't go its way or whatever. Went the massage route, and then with massage focused more on the structural integration, but not structural integration.
Did you do the structural?
I set it up similar. I don't do the 10 series as well, but I do very similar stuff as far as fascial.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
But
cool.
One thing I really want to touch on, because you said you started your business and you utilized Instagram, and the whole reason why I'm started this whole video series is a lot of new therapists have been hitting me up, talking about they want to know how they should approach building their business or branding themselves or utilizing social media. And you said you've been in the game now for like 5 years or so, but you're absolutely killing it. You're killing it. You're doing your damn thing on Insta, and I wanted you to maybe share a little bit about that. Just because what most massage therapists will talk about when it comes to like marketing themselves is they feel uncomfortable in this kind of field, just because most traditional massages are you're taking off your clothes and you got to get consent, so on and so on. So you're doing your thing, you're being successful about it. So just wanted to see if you can shed some light on how you go about with it, or maybe give some tips to some of the new therapist listeners who may be listening.
Yeah. So that's like my favorite thing about this, by the way, is helping new massage therapists, because I was a lost little puppy when I first started. I was like, I didn't even think about what I was going to do after. I was like, I'll just work for someone. I don't know. I was like living in la la land. I'm very like, I don't know. It's weird. I can sometimes think of the bigger picture, but sometimes it's just step by step. So I was like, I'm just getting through school. And then I got through school and I was like, what the heck do I do now? So then I started working for a chiropractor, and they were really cool. Like, they taught me a lot. They do a lot of active release techniques. So I kind of got my feet wet that way. Like, because in massage school, you don't really go from A to Z, like, okay, then the person's going to walk into the room and then you do the intake. Like they kind of graze over it, but when you're thrown into it, you're like, I don't know how to make this flow. So it was good working for somebody at first for me. I know some people that went straight on their own. But I'm just too much of a warrior. Like I'm like, what am I doing it right? Like, so it was good for me to work for someone else. And I kind of learned like the business side of things and everything. And then I actually had a friend from massage school. We became really, sorry about the dogs barking if you can hear that. But we became really, really close. We were very similar. We were kind of like at first in massage school, we were just like felt out of place, and her and I were really similar. And so we became like best friends, and we would just meet up and just work on each other, and we would record it. And then we would post it on like our regular, like I have a personal page, but then I was like, I don't really want to like overwhelm people on my personal page. So I created an Instagram account, and then I wasn't very active on it. I just kind of would post here and there. Like, so I'm building an online course right now for new massage therapists for marketing. And I just looked at some numbers, and I had posted 6 times, I think, in like 5 months or so. Like I was not active at all.
Yeah.
And so then I started gaining some followers, some other massage therapists. It kind of became fun. And then I got my first client reached out to me, and they were like, hey, are you in San Diego? And they booked a session with me. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. So then that's what first sparked it. So then I was like, I'm not the type of person that wants to go out and network with people in person. I just don't want to. I don't want to go on the weekend and meet the whole gym. And I just don't want to do that. So once I started seeing clients coming in on Instagram, I really focused on it more, and people really liked seeing the videos. So how I approached it, this was your main question. I kind of gave a very long background, but how I approach it is I think that people should just start with working on their friends, somebody they're comfortable with, or a spouse or a brother, sister, whatever it is. Because it is a little uncomfortable because you're trying to figure out the angles and whatnot, and you might have to stop the session and restart it. So you don't want to do that with somebody you're not comfortable with. So I started with just me and my girlfriend were working on each other. And then me and my friend, this other guy, he would come over to my house and I would work on him, and he would let me film it. So my first videos are trash. They're like in my living room, like no light. I would just prop it up against the nearest book. Like I wasn't thinking anything of it. So I didn't really have a strategy or anything, but it was just fun for me. And I really just liked watching it. Honestly, I still am obsessed with it, but I was so obsessed with just learning. And, me and my friend would meet up with each other because she lives an hour away. So we would meet up and we would be like, oh, let me try this on you. I watched this video. Like we were each other's little guinea pigs. So that's where the videos started. And then it finally got to a point where I still won't just spring it on a client at all. Like I would never just be like, hey, can I record this? It's always planned beforehand, because I have to get in that mental state too, because you do have to like figure out your angles and stuff. But if you're a massage therapist and you're first starting out, my advice is to just start filming your friends. Start with somebody you're comfortable with, get a ring light, get a cheap ring light if you need to. It's not a big deal, but it makes it easier with a tripod for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would just say start recording the entire session, and then you can kind of go and block out pieces that you want. You're going to waste so many videos. Like I've wasted so many videos, and that's okay. It's a learning process. So yeah, just recording the whole session and then kind of picking what you need out of it.
Yeah. That's pretty much what I do. Record the whole session, and I'm like, all right, let's make a shoulder post. Let's just get or
exactly
whatever maybe.
Yeah. How did you first start filming yourself?
Really, the same advice that you just said. It really started off with friends, and then that's when my friend posted when he shared like me working on him, and then a friend of his reached out to me, and that's when I was like, there's some power in this Instagram thing.
Yeah.
Right? And then I started utilizing, there's a science to this whole Instagram thing. There really is, because at first I didn't think much about hashtags either. I didn't think much about locations and all that. But nowadays, I'm putting a location on every post. I
Yeah.
put hashtags that matter at least. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna put some random hashtag.
Random.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's when I started realizing like, and when you have like a business account or a content creator account, it lets you know how many hits you get, through
Mm-hmm.
through your homepage, through your friends, or through your hashtags. So, but yeah, that's when I became a believer of social media. I was
Yeah.
like, oh damn, like yeah, there's some power in social media. So, and I
That's
try not
awesome.
to let it control me and and what I mean by that is like again like these content creator accounts, it lets you know your busiest hours, right? Like, oh, 9 p.m. post. I try not to have that mindset like, oh damn, should I just post at 9 p.m. since that's when my most followers are, you know. um I personally try, I don't know if you listen to Gary Vee or not, but
Yeah.
yeah, he's been a huge part of how I built my business, really. But I try not to think about like the times and the hashtags or whatever. I just try to post. He says, "Hey, just post, just be consistent."
Yeah.
Screw the algorithm. Just keep
Yeah.
making content.
No,
Um,
that's actually I used to obsess over hashtags and stuff, and now I don't for some reason when I hashtag on a like a reel, it doesn't work.
I don't know if
Um
reels. I don't know if the algorithm is changing again or what. But my reels are not getting as many hits anymore.
really?
Yeah. So I don't know. Like
My
I used
reels,
to.
yeah, it's weird, but my whole point of that is like I think at first when you first start out you obsess over the time, oh, I need to post on the busiest hour, and now it's like
Yeah.
who cares? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like just and that's the thing too, is I was talking to somebody the other day and they were like, I know I need to be more consistent. And I'm like, hear me out. Most people think of consistency as like 3 times a day or even just once a day forever. And my whole point is consistent with the type of stuff you're posting. So it doesn't matter if you go a few days and don't post, but your next one, don't just have it be a fluffer, stupid post because you haven't posted in 3 days.
Yeah.
Make it consistent. I would rather see 3 good videos a week from somebody than 10 stupid posts, And so that's my idea of consistency. It does have to be timing wise, it has to be semi consistent. But once you get that flow, like I'll go 5 days without posting and not even think twice about it. Sometimes when you skip a day, that can lead to like a week because
Yeah.
you skip a day and then you're like, oh, this is kind of nice, because the more you post, the more you're having to respond to DMs and comments. And so sometimes if I'm not in that mental space to post, I just don't. And people are really surprised by that. And I mean, especially at first, like I was posting maybe probably once I started getting better, consistently 4 times a week, I'd say,
Once
which
like
is a lot compared, to some people.
would you
And
do
now
multiple posts a day?
I don't know if I ever have.
Yeah. I
Do
try
you?
not to. I try not to. I don't want to annoy people. And
I
then if
just
I see
think
my
it's a
followers
waste.
go down, I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, I just think it's a waste. I think you could just save those for, and I honestly get overwhelmed when people like, I'll literally unfollow some accounts, like big accounts, like that have a ton of followers because they post like 3 times a day. And I'm just like, oh my God, I get it. Like sometimes it overwhelms me a little bit. So, and people don't consume everything you're putting out. So sometimes I like to post and let it marinate for a few days. Like if you go to my page, that's the newest video. You're not going to be,
Yeah.
overwhelmed with 30 new videos.
Would
But
you,
it's different advice than most people hear. So people are usually kind of surprised when
do
they
you
hear that.
do you have a bunch of drafts
Um, like on like the reels
on
or
Instagram?
just in general.
Yeah, in general. Like
Yeah,
you have posts like already prepared. They just haven't been posted.
no, I have a shit ton of videos, but I don't have posts. No.
You
And
don't
that's
have
another
package
thing.
ready and all that.
Do
Okay.
you?
No.
I was gonna say
No.
I should be better, and it would probably make me more consistent if I did, because sometimes I'll be like, oh, I think I'm gonna post this, And then in the morning I'll get busy and I'll forget to do it. And I'm like, damn it, I didn't get around to that, you know? So I think like one of those scheduling apps would actually work good for me, but I've never used one.
Yeah, never used it either.
I just have a ton of videos that I can just pull from at any point. So that's the good thing too. I'm just like, people think that I'm like filming every day. I'm like, no, I film like once a month and then cut that up, you know?
So back to just a beginner therapist, you advise them to what? Just like get started with family, friends.
Yeah, get started with family and friends. Just understand that people really like seeing videos. This type of work, you can't really explain it. People don't want to read. People are lazy. People are bored. People are consuming information nonstop. So make it as enjoyable for the person to see. So make, you know, little videos. The main thing that I would have done differently is gotten a ring light sooner. I just was like, what's a ring light? I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't think that it was necessary, and you can buy one for like $30-$40. But yeah, if you're new, just working on people that you're comfortable with first before you branch off into clients.
All right. And another big thing I wanted to speak to you, specifically you, is you know, again, we're in this massage industry where everyone just has the mindset of, hey, you make money if you see clients. You know, it doesn't have to be that way, right? We can always branch out to other ideas, other ways of how we can make money. Maybe either it be product, supplements, apparel. And I want to discuss that with you because I see that you are recently you went the Patreon. I don't want to say Patreon because I know you're moving on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to speak about, you know, other ways of how therapists can make money without necessarily working on a client. Would you agree?
Yeah. So I think COVID kind of made all of us think about that, because I had never really thought about it before. I had started entertaining the idea of Patreon just because I was like, you know what? I'm getting DMs daily that are the same thing that I've answered for the last 3 years. Like at this point, I've given enough free content out and people want more. It wasn't even me like wanting to make more money. It was like, let me figure out a way for you guys to consume more because I know you want it. You trust me at this point because I haven't asked anybody for much. I don't really ask for anything. I never asked for the sale. And even with clients, like they'll come across my page and they just book a session with me because they like it. I'm never asking for anything. So at this point, I finally was like, so COVID hit, and then the Patreon idea was born. So I was like, oh, I'm going to come up with a membership site. But that only came from the demand from my Instagram already. So what I encourage people to do is just start posting and post what you like and what you're comfortable with, and then kind of see where that takes you. So say somebody else starts posting a lot of self-care stretches, and they get really good traction and they get a ton of followers that really want to follow self-care. They can turn that into some type of membership community, or they can put together an ebook or a video series or whatever it is for that. So sometimes things come once you start posting. Some people know exactly what they want to do, and that's great. A lot of people don't. And I always encourage people to kind of stay open to things changing. So a few ways are definitely membership sites. So basically you charge monthly and then they can consume your material. You can do like exclusive stuff. You can also start posting onto YouTube once you hit, I think it's like 10,000 followers. And it's like, it's a lot. I posted once. And it was like a fashion, like workout haul. It wasn't even body work, but you can go that route. And then once you hit a certain amount of subscribers, you can monetize it. So then you can start adding in ads. And I don't know, do you follow Adam from Next Stage Therapy? He's in Ireland.
I think I know of Next Stage.
He's the one that he posts YouTube videos and his clients are like screaming and it's
yeah. No, yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
So he took that route. that people are entertained watching it and it's really interesting. And he does great. I don't know exactly how much he makes on YouTube, but some of his videos have like millions of views. So I can imagine,
Wow.
you know, you're getting, I don't know, however many cents per view once you start adding in those ads.
Yeah.
So that can be a way. What else? You can start like selling products if you wanted to. I never really got into that, but there's a few ways. It is, I think the main thing is membership sites or online courses for me, just because that's what I know and that's what has worked for me. But yeah, just starting to think of that, or especially if you're a new massage therapist, to not start out super low. Like, don't charge super low just because you're new, because that's what I did. And it gave me a really bad money complex, and it attracts cheap clients, and that's not what you want. And
Yeah.
in a way that I kind of accepted that, because a lot of new massage therapists are like, no, I'm new. Like, and I'm like, here's the thing. You're going to go work for that chiropractor. The chiropractor is going to charge $100 an hour, but he's only going to give you 20 of it. So you think you're only worth 20 of it, but that client paid $100.
No, exactly.
So it's like, if new massage therapists can get that in their head earlier, their career is going to go a lot smoother from the beginning. But yeah, just keeping in mind that there are different ways that you can make money online, and just start posting and see what gravitates to you, because maybe people don't want to learn from you. You never know until you start posting. Or maybe you attract new massage therapists like I did, or maybe you attract runners and then you come up with a running, like, stretching cool down routine, or whatever it is. So I think the key is to just start and then see where it takes you.
Yeah, agree. I guess that's kind of, I can relate to that for sure. I just started posting, and then the market will follow you, right? Like, I gravitate more towards a lot of circus trainers, like acrobatics and all that, acro yoga. I didn't even know what that was at first, right? But yeah, I mean, and then once you just start posting that stuff, like, I don't know, a specific market will find you, they'll follow you, and then boom, you found your niche, right? So
that's so cool. I didn't know that that's what you worked with, but you can tell.
I worked on a lot of them. I started off with a lot of like bodybuilders and a lot of athletes in general, but all of a sudden now I see a lot of acrobatics, the acro community.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think another thing too is a lot of new massage therapists want to offer everything for everyone. I offer hot stones, and I do Swedish, and I do deep tissue, and I do cupping, and I do like whatever all the other styles are. So, and it's like, just focus, and then people will see you as the expert in that, and they'll want to come to you. If people come to me and they want a prenatal massage, I'm like, oh no.
Okay, so that's what I was gonna ask.
You could see my friend, she's great, and when you have the baby, if you want to come back to me after, that's awesome. I'm not gonna act like I do everything for everyone. So I think that's also key, and then you start attracting people who like that work, even clients wise and followers. So
like I always tell people, man, like, people want to see a specialist, not a generalist, right? So
that's such a good way to say it.
Yeah, straight up. So yeah, you don't offer Swedish.
Not really. I mean, sometimes people, no, I might go lighter in pressure, but I'm never just like.
Yeah. So question for all the manual therapists out there, like, do you call your work massage, or?
I had a really hard time with this at first, because I think I was honestly looking down on the word massage therapist, because I was like, no, I have my degree, I'm above it. And I would be like manual therapy, and I would be like, I'm a structural integrator, and oh, it's not massage, it's body work. And then now I'm just like, call me whatever you want. I mean, technically, I still do think it is massage. I do use the word body work the most, just because it gets people's minds a little different, in a different space. But I don't like, even when people used to ask me, like, I meet somebody out at the bar or something, they're like, oh, what do you do? I would like explain it all crazy. And now I'm like, I'm a massage therapist. I think once you're in it and you own what you do, then they'll see what you do. And they're like, you know, or my friend will overhear me and be like, no, she does more than that. Like, it's, you know.
Yeah, I got you. I'm the same way. For the most part, I kind of read the person.
Yeah. See how much that they know already, or what do you call yourself?
Depends who I'm talking to. But I like, as far as my websites and all that stuff go, I market myself as manual therapy.
Yeah. I think more people are knowing what that is now. So
but I mean, if anything, like, I'll say it's massage, just a more clinical type of massage, if anything.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my way of how I go about things. For the viewers, any last final words of advice or anything, especially again for people who are wanting to go on their own or brand themselves, market, and or do their own.
Yeah, I have just so much advice for everything, but I would say to make it easier to just digest. I think so many people are just so overwhelmed when they first start, and it's scary, and it's can be lonely if nobody in your family or friend group. I was lucky and I had a friend who did this, so something weird would happen with the client, I'd be like, yo, is this weird? You know, I'd call her on the phone. But if you don't have that, it can be really lonely and just kind of like, I don't know if this is normal. I don't know, like whatever. So I think that's in itself a reason to start your Instagram, is start networking. Like, you and I would never know each other without Instagram. There's so many people. Like, I hired my first virtual assistant because she followed me on Instagram, and I went and looked at her page and I was like, I need somebody. I found my hairstylist.
What do you mean virtual assistant? Like, do they have?
Oh, she's helping me design my online course.
Okay, dope. Okay, so I was thinking like she's not signing into your Instagram or anything like that.
So she's not yet.
Oh, damn. Okay.
I better have a talk with her before she sees this. I'm like, it might be next on the list though, because I get really overwhelmed when I have a lot of DMs. And right now I've let it get to that mark where it's like over 100. And I'm like,
God damn.
Like, I really try, and it gives me anxiety. And so it's something I've been working on though, is like not working on the non-money generating tasks right away. So I let that one sit, because answering DMs doesn't make me money unless it's somebody trying to book a session. In that case, I scan it. But so she might end up filtering, because I trust her now. At first I was like, nobody's touching my Instagram. Like, no. But she's amazing. She's actually she's in Ireland too. And so we have a call every once in a while, and mainly just communicate through email, and she'll help me create the slides for my course, and then I'll give her feedback, and then she'll redo it. And it's kind of that process. But anyways, my whole point of talking about that is I found her through Instagram. I found my hairstylist through Instagram. I found my trainer through Instagram. Like, if I need a new freaking, I don't know what it is, all through Instagram. I might hit up this girl that does accounting. I need somebody to do my taxes. You can find everything on Instagram. There's somebody for everything. And I think the massage community is so, they're so like friendly and encouraging. Like, a lot of them didn't even, like, I didn't know there was a massage community. I followed only Manny Kava. I don't know if you know who that one is. Or that is, I don't know, I said that one. But he is the only person that I had followed, and I didn't even know that there was like this community. And then when I made one and I started connecting, I was like, oh my gosh, why did I not start this when I was in massage school, you know? So if you're new, I'd suggest, I personally think having a separate page is best, just because you can really focus, and it can really help you figure out what you want to post. You're not just, I'm not saying you can't post like selfies and stuff like that. Like, you can still incorporate that, but like having that separate page just kind of reminds you, like, what am I here to do? This is work. It's not just showing everybody my life, because people don't care unless they really, really know you. So, you know, so step one, make a separate page. Start just exploring other massage therapists, go through the hashtags and look at accounts and follow who you like. Don't be fake about it and do like a follow for follow or those, just, you don't want that. You want followers who want to follow you, who like your content. I would rather have 100 real followers than 1,000 that don't engage, you know? So keeping that in mind, that it's okay for the numbers to be smaller. I started getting clients around, it was either 1 or 2,000. It was less than that. And I started getting clients off of Instagram. So it's not like you have to have a huge, big following, you know? So
I'm only in the 2,000 areas, and I built my office with that. Like literally.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Yeah. So I would say just start making videos. And, you know, if that's not your thing, because you don't want to, like, I think a lot of people look at my video or look at your video and think that they have to do it exactly like ours, but they don't realize that if you scroll back to the beginning of my page or your page, it probably looks different, you know, like you evolve. So just start, and then you'll get better at figuring out the style you want to do, the editing you want to do, whatever it is. But you just got to start. So
agree. I try to do as least editing as possible.
Yeah, I mainly have to edit when I'm like, you don't really speed yours up much, huh?
No.
Yeah, no. So yours is easy because you can just
I cut and paste, if anything.
Yeah, so you just cut it up. Yeah, I started like speeding mine up, but I used to speed them up like crazy, and I was just like running around the room. It was all like giving me like making me want to throw up because it's just so much movement. So now it's not as sped up, but it's a little bit more, it looks better. But yeah, that's my advice for new people. You just got to start. And if you're not, and here's a way to think about it too, is you don't have to be on social media. You don't have to have your own business, but you're going to have to be okay with making $30 to $40 an hour, which could sound good to some people, but you're not working 8 hours a day. And if you are, you're going to hate your life or, you know, more than that. And your body's going to burn out and whatever.
Yeah.
And also, if you have your own business, you don't have to be on social media, but you have to be out there. You're going to have to do pop-ups at gyms. You're going to have to network, go to networking events. That it's okay if you don't want to do social media. Businesses were thriving before social media happened. So it's just supposed to be a tool. But if you're not out there doing pop-ups at gyms or whatever, however you want to network, and you're not doing social media, but you're wondering why you're not busy, like, you know.
For sure. Absolutely.
That's why.
What's next for you? What is next? I know you got a new office and all of that. You're about to release your online course. Anything for the business?
The biggest thing, all you new massage therapists, come check out you can just go to my Instagram page, and if you click on the link in the bio, you can sign up to be notified about my course. I've been working on this. I've been mentally working on it for like a year, but actually physically outlining and doing stuff for I'd say about 5 months now. I have become a perfectionist, so that's why it's kind of taking a little bit longer. I honestly wanted to have it out by Thanksgiving, but that's not going to happen. So anyways, you can go and check that out. And the course is going to be all about marketing yourself on Instagram as a massage therapist specifically in order to get new clients. So it's a very specific course. Right now it's strictly for massage therapists. Some other types of practitioners might be able to gain some value out of it. And we basically just go from A to Z. Like, do I start with a business account or a creator account or a personal account? You know, what's the difference between a reel and a regular post? Like the basics like that. And then we go into what types of posts you should do according to what your goal is. So is your goal to get more clients in the door? Is your goal to get more followers because you want to build an online course? Like, what is your goal? And then figure out how to post based off of that. And then figuring out a strategy. So how consistent can we be? Are you somebody that's going to need a content strategy, like app, like a planner? Or can you just kind of wing it? Like we basically go over everything. And then even what apps I think are the best, what editing software, what equipment I use, what ring light, kind of all of that. So it's just my way of, I started doing consulting calls with massage therapists, and I noticed that they were all struggling with the same thing. And it was little things that I know and that they didn't know. And I was like, why am I not sharing this? Like, I spent hours on YouTube every night when I first started Instagram. Like, how many hashtags do you use? How should you, should you put, and now they've changed it and they say only 5. And since I've started creating this course, there's been about 5 updates to Instagram. Now there's that filter. Have you seen that filter feature on your following? So if you go to like see who liked your photos stuff, there's a thing that says filter, and you can filter just to be notified of people that you follow back. Which is kind of cool. And that just happened a few days ago. They just changed the way the stories are presented. It's like, I'm creating this course and I'm screen recording a lot of things. I know, right? Like, okay, so this is where, and it's already changed. So, but that's part of it, is like, it's always changing. You just got to freaking go with it.
Yeah.
And if it's overwhelming to you, just know that, I mean, it's better than nothing. Like, what you're doing and how active you are is better than nothing. So just try to be kind to yourself and know that it's a process. And if your videos don't do that well right away, just know that people don't know you yet, and it's nothing personal, you know? So yeah. My online course is the biggest thing for me right now. It's bringing up a lot of, all of the thoughts, just imposter syndrome, and like,
imposter syndrome, you said?
Yeah. Do you ever deal with that? Do you know what that is?
What? Like being a fake?
Yeah. So it's basically where you just feel like, who am I to be teaching this? Who am I?
Oh man, you gotta do. Don't worry. Yes, really.
So it's usually people that are qualified. So I read a whole book on it because Adam from Next Stage Therapy, he seems so just confident in everything. And he told me to read this book. He's like, I struggle with it all the time. And I look at him as like, oh my gosh, like, you're killing it. And he still struggles with it. And I still struggle with it. And so it's nice to know that people, still question things, because I don't know, I'm just rolling with it. People just started following my Instagram account and asking questions. I was like, okay, I'll answer it. Here you go. So yeah, that's the biggest thing on my list. It better be out by the end of this year. So mark my words.
This video will be out by the end of the year for sure. I'll help mark it. I'll put the tag and everything.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you. Jake Kurt Bodywork.
No problem. It was nice to talk to you and be on here.